This is the best fish and chips that I've ever had. Not just by a little bit, by far, bar none. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are in a very small but windy, as you can see by the hair, town called South Shields. South Shields is in the northeast of England. Now, I've been all over the UK. I've tried fish and chips, not only all over the UK, but I've tried it even all over the world, let's say. And I have to say, by far, not just good, but the very best fish and chips I've ever had is actually in this town. Now, this place has a lot of history to it amongst the older community, but most of the younger generation are not aware of it. The most famous fish and chips place in this town is actually a different place down by the seaside. On the way to the seaside, you could say. This place is actually not so close to the seaside as one might expect, but it's actually hidden away a little bit. You could say in a little cul-de-sac. Like I say, this is a little treasure of the town, and this is the best fish and chips that I've ever had. Not just by a little bit, by far, bar none. So I want to see if this place is still here. Now, my granddad told me all about this place, and this is why I know about it myself. So join me and let's see, fingers crossed, that the place is here. And if it is here, I'm going to show you a few little tricks, you could say, on how to get the perfect fish and chips. So I'll speak to many so-called foreigners, and when I ask them, have you had fish and chips, they're like, oh yeah, it's not so good. You know, it's like almost like a joke. And I'm like, well, you've obviously never tried the fish and chips that I've had, for example, from this place. Because if they had, it wouldn't be a joke, it wouldn't be a laughing matter. They'd be like, wow, it is the bomb. So yeah, there's a few little tricks you've got to ask for and you've got to know about. And usually when you actually speak to these fishmongers, because this place is like a little old fisheries restaurant, and they get the fish very fresh every day from the sea. So there's a few little tricks that you've got to ask for. I will show you. Let's go. The hidden place of this in this town is just off a street called Bolden Lane. Now, this is Bolden Lane where we are now, and we are heading to Green Lane. It's called Green Lane Fisheries. Now, bear with me, listen to these little tricks that you've got to ask for when you go to a place like this. Excuse me, could you put a middle cod in for me, please? Yeah. Thank you.
Now come here, me little Jackie. Now I've smoked me backy. Let's have some cracky till the boat comes in. And you shall have a fishy on a little dishy. You shall have a fishy when the boat comes in. And dance to your daddy, sing to your mommy. Dance to your daddy, to your mommy, sing. Dance to your daddy, sing to your mommy. Dance to your daddy, to your mommy, sing. You shall have a fishy on a little dishy. You shall have a fishy when the boat comes in. Now here's your mother coming, like a canny woman. Yonder comes your father drunk, he cannot stand. And you shall have a fishy on a little dish.
What were the tricks just there? So the tricks were, you've got to ask for middle cod. Now, if you just say fish and chips, normally they'll just give you some rubbish fish. That's why a lot of people are not so fussed about fish and chips. But if you say cod, you're going to get the main fish. That is what was intended originally for fish and chips. That is what made it so famous. However, a lot of people, especially the younger generation, they are not aware of this. And you must say middle cod, because if you just say cod, they could give you like the tail part. There's not much meat. So if you say middle cod, you're going to get the very best and juiciest part of the cod fish. That is my little trick that was passed on to me from my granddad himself. So I've just asked the lady just there, and I said, how long has this place actually been here? I mean, like, my granddad used to come here back in the day, I think when he was a kid. So she said it's been here for about 56 years. So that goes to show you how good this place has been. And like I say, you know, a lot of the older generation, they've all like moved on now. They've all departed from here, let's say. So only the very, very older generation, or even locals who live like literally here, will know how good this place is. Yes, please. Could I get loads of salt and vinegar as well on the chips? Yes, please. Yeah, loads of salt and vinegar, thanks. I've been craving one of these for so long now, honestly. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot. There you go. Yes, look at that. I got it. Now, back in the day, they actually used to wrap the fish and chips in a newspaper. That I don't think they do anymore. Probably for all these new health and safety regulations they have nowadays. Probably complaining that the ink or something like goes on the chips or something, but I never had no issue like that, and neither did my granddad, and nor did anybody else that I'm aware of who actually did get it like that back in the day. But you know, they're always making all these new laws and rules, so who knows. So yeah, anyways, let's go find somewhere to sit and enjoy this. Whew, okay, I am back and I am windswept. Believe it or not, I actually did put some gel on my hair before I went out. I know you wouldn't think so. And now, here it is, the grand revealing. And here we are. Now, as you can see by the presentation of this box itself, they've kept the same design concept as back in the day when they used to actually wrap the fish and chips with newspaper. Now, this is a cardboard box, but as you can see here, look at this. It's not glossed and it's not hard. It's a soft cardboard. And as you can see here, it actually soaks in and absorbs the oil just like back in the day when they used to use the newspaper. Now, let's open this. Let's take a look. There it is. Look at that. Now, that is a thing of beauty. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, beauty? How is that? It looks a mess. Well, believe you me, if you've tried this before from this particular place, Green Lane Fisheries, then you will know exactly what I am talking about. So right here, as you can see, this is my requested middle piece of cod with lots of salt and vinegar on it. So that's what you've got to ask for. And also, I got chips with lots and salt and vinegar on the chips also. And I also got lots of butter. So this is the batter right here, as you can see. And these are the chips. And there is the fish and chips. Now, I've got my wooden fork right here. Now, the wooden fork, the wooden cutlery, to be precise, is actually much better than using like plastic or even metal. Reasons for, I cannot tell you. Honestly, trust me, I don't know what it is. It just tastes much more authentic, better. I don't know if it's because it absorbs the oil, the grease. I don't know. It just, honestly, trust me, I've tried it all, I've tasted it all, and it's always better with the wooden cutlery. Let's cut into this. Now look at that right there. Look at that cod just flaking away. It's so flaky. Let's see how it compares to back in the day. It's like having a food coma. Out of this world. The only way I can describe that cod right there is it tells a story. It literally tells a story. That's the only way I can explain it. Every flake of cod in my mouth is almost like melting slightly, but each piece that flakes off and is absorbed by my taste buds literally tells a story. It's honestly like I'm having a food coma. It's so good. I don't even know where to start, really. It is exactly the same as back in the day. I don't know what to do. I don't know the secret recipe or formula behind it and how this can taste so different, like so different to all the other fish and chips or cod and chips that I've had in the world. I know one of the formulas is because it's freshly caught from the ocean, and this, South Shields, is a seaside town, so it's very nearby the ocean. So I know that's one of the formulas. As for the rest, I honestly do not know. It's obviously like some secret kind of recipe that they've kept in the family for all these years. But the only way I can describe it is every time I took a bite just there from like the cod itself, every flake that was flaking off in my mouth was literally like, I wouldn't say melting, I would say borderline melting in my mouth. It was like when I was eating the cod itself, it was telling a story. I've never experienced that before with any fish. That's actually wild, no pun intended. And just look at all of that. Look at all of that. That right there is the outside of the fish. The salt and vinegar in the fish literally absorbs like the oil, like the grease on that cardboard box. It just absorbs it all deep into the pores of the fish. Oh, it's so good. Trust me, trust me. Let's try a chip now. Are they just typical chips? Are they just standard chips? What? Is it just me, but even the chips tell a story? As far as I know, those chips are freshly peeled and cut every day also. So they're not from frozen or nothing. Obviously that always helps. In all, the only way I can describe this right here is it's made with TLC. Literally made with TLC. Now let's try some of this batter. This is what a lot of English people do when they get fish and chips. They always ask for lots of batter because it goes perfect with it. It's just a tradition, really. All the families have done this, passed down through all the different generations. I always say lots of batter, lots of salt and vinegar, and there is lots of batter. Oh my god, honestly, even the batter, man, even the batter, that is crazy. That's actually crazy. That's crazy. Who would have thought chips like that, batter like that, and cod like that? That is crazy. That fish is out of this world. It really is. Honestly, it really is. Now, I can honestly say straight away, when it comes to fish and chips, this is without doubt, I would give this a 5 out of 5. You heard that first. A 5 out of 5. How often do you hear me rate things like that and say this on my channel? So rare that I will say something like that. This is a 5 out of 5. Well, that's it. That's all from me, Maverick Lee. I hope you enjoyed this video review of the greatest fish and chips in the whole world, at least that I've ever ate in my whole lifetime. I hope you learned something new with the little tricks and techniques that I actually said when ordering this. This is something you may want to be aware of and keep in mind if you do visit the UK, or if you do visit this actual treasure little chest in South Shields here in the northeast of England. That's what you ask for, that's how you do it, that's what you get. That is the authentic, real British fish and chips. Nothing but the best. Now, if you like this video, don't forget, please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the other videos on my channel for further content just like this. Don't forget, your support, your subscription, your like really helps motivate me and encourages me to produce more videos like this for you all. Thanks for watching. Take care.